Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. While we wait for our guests to join us and others to join us. Welcome. Welcome. I know the shadow. Welcome everyone. Waiting for our guests to join, so we start up. Okay. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome.
To whom it may concern.
Just some few minutes and we'll start. I don't know if you can hear me.
I had. I needed to make a change. So I
Okay.
completed a Google Career Certificate.
Okay,
And the job
welcome,
search that
sir.
was once difficult became filled with opportunity. And
Welcome,
given the
sir.
deadlines,
Welcome.
I show how exciting it can be.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So I would. Okay. Okay. I can see the chat now. Thank you. Thank you for joining. So I would be sending in the link when it's time, and I'll be picking up the questions one after the other. Right. I'll just give it some like 3 to 4 minutes before I start up. Thank you for joining, sir. Thank you for joining, ma'am. Like I mentioned in the chat, prior before this time, I thought YouTube would be able to enable the three speakers to come online, but unfortunately, I'm still a newbie with techie things, right? So I'll just be bringing everyone one after the other, and we'll be going through the questions, right? Um, um, Mr. Emmanuel Owoeye will be going first, right? I'll be adding you soon as the guest now so that we can start up immediately. I'll be sending you a link, sir. Okay, sir, I've just sent you a link, sir. I'll be having you first, sir. Okay.
Hi everyone.
Hey, good morning, sir.
Good
Thank you for
morning.
joining. Let me stop my music and let's get into it. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate. Thanks for creating time to do this with
No
me.
problem at all.
Thank you so
Um
much. So,
sorry, I think I need to adjust the volume on my phone because I wanted to use my tablet, but it seems I'm having issues on that for now.
no
But
worries.
okay, you know what? Give me a second. Let me bring in my headphone.
Free, no worries, sir. Do it.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Oh,
Can you hear me
yes.
also?
This is perfect.
Okay, cool. All right, sir. I'll read your profile first, then I throw the questions. Like I really wish
Okay.
that the three of us could just come together and we could just see our faces and talk, but I I could not get the tactics. And when I read up, it YouTube does not enable that, only Instagram. So we just be doing it
Oh, okay.
one after the other.
No
All right,
problem.
sir. So I'll read your profile and then we
Okay.
just start from there. All right. Thank you once again for joining. Mr.
No
Emmanuel
worries.
Owoye is a skilled engineer. Is currently employed in the power and DevOps sector in Canada, and he loves to tell others about his career growth, and he will do so in this section. To me, I know this is the brief section, the briefed profile of yours, right? I
Yes.
know all. I don't know all, but I've had a little when you shared your testimony on all the travels you made in Canada to get to this place, and we are so honored to have you here. And I know you'll be dropping some gems that would help people, most especially those that are looking like coming into this place, right? And
Yeah.
those that are even here and they are just like navigating, like we are going to be debunking so many myths. And I'm so honored to have you here, sir. Thank you
I'm
so
happy
much.
to be here too.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
So
for
I'll
having
just
me.
You're welcome. So I'll just jump into the question quickly and then we take it from there. So my first question would be, was there anything or any barrier or might, I'm just calling it might, it might be anything to you, right? That's before you even came into Canada, right? We all knew one of the generic reasons why we came here, we left our home country Nigeria and here was for a better life, right? So was there
Yeah.
anything that was painted to you like an insurmountable mountain, like for the career or for whatsoever, that they said to you that when you come here that stood as a barrier to you? What were they? Can you share? And again, let me just make it a two in one question. And what were the things that you did that helped you surmount this thing to get to where you are today, sir?
Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you, Esther, for having me. My name is Emmanuel Owoye, like you rightly said. Before I go on, I am a nursing father. I have three, I have three kids around me that they can decide to pop up at any time.
It's
But please
allowed.
bear with me.
It's
Yes.
allowed.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. So regarding surmounting barriers and all, yes, there were barriers that I heard about when I was in Nigeria. And so one of the barriers is the ability to cross to to your desired career path. For example, when I was in Nigeria, I was a desktop support. I used to repair computers, stuff like that, printers, installation and all. That was
Mm,
what I used to do.
mm,
Combined with teaching, I was a teacher too and all. But
mm,
I desired to go fully into IT. So
mm,
I took some courses online on Coursera. Now we have Udemy and all. But I took some courses in Coursera.org that really helped me, to prepare a little bit towards coming to Canada. And also during our time, for Express Entry, there was a program organized by Immigration Canada that we attended, and they said, "Hey, it's I mean, Alberta, for example, has oil and gas, and it's a good thing if one can do power engineering." So I have mechanical engineering background, so these are some of the things that I had in mind. Okay, if I'm not able to get into IT, maybe I can start in engineering. So when I landed, it was a different story. It was a different story when we landed because the run to pay your bill to pay your bills was number one. So I wasn't really able to dig deep into what I wanted to do. So I started up as a tire technician, a glorified vulcanizer to say. So as a vulcanizer, I worked for about a month, and it's also tiring. My wife gave birth. Unfortunately, I got a scholarship to go for a program. So I attended the program, power engineering program. I passed the exam, and I was comfortable with that. For some time, I forget wanting to go into IT. So after some time, after praying and seeking direction and stuff, the passion for IT came back up. So I pursued that passion. And fortunately, I finished the training, and now I'm working as a DevOps engineer in an IT firm. So when I say I have mechanical engineering background, I'm working as a power engineer in my previous work. I mean, it's still not previous. I'm on leave currently, and I'm also working as a DevOps engineer. So that's why I said I'm a three-in-one engineer. So now to summarize it all, the challenges that we had in Nigeria is that I heard before coming is, being able to cross to your career path. And even when we landed, the people we mingled with kind of also gave us that impression that it's
mm,
not easy to cross
mm,
to to your desired goal, to your desired career. So that kind of caused a little bit of delay. But
mm.
when we adjusted into the system, we realized things were not as difficult as people
Okay.
painted them. And we thankfully, we are getting there. We are getting there.
Mm.
Of course, it's not all roses. Yeah, it's not all roses, but it is doable. So
Sure.
that's why I always tell people, be careful of the people
You
you listen
mingle
to
with. Mm.
when you land. When
Thank
you
you.
land.
Thank
So
you.
that's that.
Thank you so much. Like I would also share my own story as time goes on, right? But what
Yeah.
I can hear from you here, which will lead me to the next question, is that there was already what you wanted to do right from where you were in Nigeria. And you already
Yes.
started making some preparations to it. Because now what I see that's very common is like people just come here. People just say, I want to Japa. That's the norms, right? I want to
Yeah.
Japa, and they just think maybe there's somewhere here that when you just jackpot, everything is just settled, right? And one
Yeah.
thing that I one of the shock that I had when I thought came here was every man on your own. When I was back in Nigeria, I happened to own a community, right? And I had people
Yeah.
around me. I could remember then if I wanted something, it's just a call. It's just a call. I'll just place a call. Hello, and I would, if I call one, I can have 10 people that are ready to do that kind of thing. But when I came here,
Wow.
I
It's a
came here when
different
I was
story.
pregnant, right? And
Yeah.
when I started searching for daycare to keep my daughter there, because thankful I was strong enough and I wanted to go back to work. Only the bill was more than half of what they were going to pay me in that job. So that
Wow.
communal help is not what you find here. So it's I what I can get. Oh, the audio has changed. Oh my god. Can you hear me now? Oh my
Um,
god.
I can I can hear you all
Yeah, my
along.
our live audience are telling me they can't hear me. I hope I don't
Oh,
know what to press now. But
we can hear you.
definitely
I
I'm
can
going
hear
to
you
save.
better now.
Yeah, definitely I'm going to save this up. I hope it comes back, and if not, I hope it comes back. You will definitely have the replay after the section.
Okay.
So, oh, thank you. Okay, they said it's better now. So,
Awesome.
what I can hear, what is very very important is that you already knew what you wanted to do from home, and I heard you said you started taking courses from there.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
preparation, not
Right.
just coming like I want to jackpot and nothing in the picture.
No plan.
Because
No.
yeah, everything is structurized, everything has its
Yes,
own.
ma'am.
It's not like in Nigeria where we came from that you can just who knows who, right? You can just call
Right.
someone and say, I'm coming to your office, please get me a space, and you come there. So that
Hmm.
leads me to my next question. What choices or you made, or what part did you follow in your opinion that got you to this point? What were the choices you did or you made maybe prior before you came here or when you were here that brought you this far?
Thank you for that question. So I started as a desktop support. Desktop support are the guys you go to if you have virus on your computer, if you have virus on your phone, or you want to repair your phone and your computer, your laptop, your desktop, or whatever. That is the role of a desktop support.
Mm.
So in Nigeria, I took some courses in software development, in automation, in artificial intelligence. So now I took those courses in artificial intelligence because I was passionate about going into software development. So I
Mm.
started from there.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
started from there. When I got here, it was a different story because I did not get necessary information. Like I said,
Mm.
the people you work with, the people
Work
you
with.
meet when you
Mm.
first land,
Mm.
also have a great part, has a great part to play in your
Mm.
career in achieving your goals. So
Mm.
I didn't have the support I needed, but I'm still
Mm.
thankful because even despite that, there are still testimonies, there are still good
Mm.
things that happened along the way that were even surprising to me myself
Mm.
that I don't want to go to because of time. So now after I got my first job as a power engineer, after I settled down, we were comfortably paying our bills. Bills wasn't a problem any longer. We were living comfortable, right? But the passion. There's a song I used to sing. Sheye Ji Masun. My wife even sang it to me yesterday. Because I knew when I say Sheye Ji, it's not because I'm sleeping physically, but I
Mm.
knew something. A giant
It's
was
more. Yeah,
sleeping
it's
deep within
more.
me. There was
Mm.
more I could do. So
Mm.
I used to sing that song every time I'm back, and I Sheye Ji Masun.
Mm.
I turned that to prayers and trying to
Mm.
motivate myself. So unfortunately, the way God deals with me and all, there's a way I know, okay, God is telling me to do something. So when I sing that song, I'm motivating myself. Fortunately,
Mm.
I met some people that were talking about what I wanted to do. I
Mm.
didn't know that was what I want to do, right? DevOps
Mm.
engineering. I wanted to go into software development, but people said, "Oh, DevOps engineering is the next big thing in IT."
Mm.
Someone that did not know about IT told me about it.
Mm.
Someone I never met before. I just greeted that person. I asked him, "What do you do?" He told me about me. He told it. He told. I mean, he told me about it the first day, the first time at our first meeting.
Mm.
Like three or four other sources like that. I mean, three or four sources talk about the same thing. So I said,
Mm.
okay, DevOps
This is it.
engineering is what I will be doing. So I took
Mm.
that course. I took the training. It was not comfortable for myself. It wasn't comfortable on the family, but we made it work. My wife, my children, I appreciate them. So they made it work. And after it all, I did a lot of interviews. Oh, that's another part again. Lots of interviews, and fortunately, I clicked one. I mean, I'm gainfully employed now. So what
Mm.
are we saying? In the to achieve your goal, there's a place of preparation. You need to study. You need in Canada, you need to study. You need to know what you are doing. Certificate, well, in my place of in IT, you don't really need certificate, but you need to be able to deliver, because they are
Mm.
gonna test you on delivery. They will test you on what you can deliver, and
Mm.
that is what gives. And I mean, that's my experience. So that is
Mm.
that.
Mm. A whole lot packed in one. I hear
Yes, sir.
the passion, the training, preparation just backs the background is the preparation. Because
Yes, sir.
even if you're not prepared or you don't even know what you wanted to do, you are just following the back wagon of like, let us just travel, right? There's no
Mm,
light at home. Let us just come here and let us just see light. Then when
right.
bills start shocking you, you will know that light is just the smallest in everything,
It's
right?
the smallest
So
thing. No, internet is the smallest.
So
Yeah,
I hear
this to
the
pay.
preparation, the desire to want more, right? Then
Yeah,
I can't overemphasize that, having the right having the right resources and the right person. Thank you so much for sharing. Because of time, so that
no
we have
problem.
other
Yeah.
people come in and say theirs, I would just go into to questions. There was a pool for questions for people. Oh my God, I hope I get that. I will just read some of the questions. I thought I was going to
Okay.
use my screen. Everything is just not working. Like, I think I need to go into IT too, so that I'll be able to so that
You are
I'll be able to
powerfully. You are most welcome.
so I'll be able to now to navigate with all these my screens and everything. All right. So I would select those some of those questions so that you answer one or two of them. Then I will just let you be on the live page. Then if
Okay.
there's time, I bring you back for last words. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So the one
No
I would
problem.
say is, I don't know. You mentioned scholarship, so I don't know if you can chip in with this. How do I go about scholarship opportunities for masters in Canada or in United Kingdom? So you just speak for Canada.
Okay. Yeah. So in Canada, when I say scholarship, no, I was already on grant. I was on grant. It was even a fortunate event. It was an. It wasn't something I planned. So I went to in Calgary. We have somewhere we call CCIS. That's Calgary Catholic Immigration Services. So I went there downtown. I missed the appointment that was given to me. I went before my appointment. So as I was told, oh, this is not your appointment, you need to come back. So as I was leaving, a man walked up to me and said, something told me to tell you about
Mm,
this opportunity. So
mm,
which opportunity? I mentioned it, power engineering, but he said I needed to write an exam. I needed to write a test because I need to pass that test before I could qualify for the scholarship. So he asked me if I would come back later, maybe another day for that. And I told him, no, I will just do it now. He said it's mathematics, physics, chemistry. Like I said, I was a teacher. I have mechanical engineering background. So I told him I would just do it right away. There's no big deal. Maths, physics, chemistry, no wala. So I sat down, I passed the test, that's it, and I qualified for the scholarship. Then
Hmm.
I resumed the class. If I resumed the class, I joined the class late, and that was it. So that was the nature of the scholarship. Now,
Hmm.
the scholarship that the person that asked the question is talking about, unfortunately, I do not know much about that. So
Hmm.
I won't be in the best place to answer that.
Answer that. All
Sorry.
right. Thank you. So, what
Yeah.
again? Because I know CCIS. I cannot forget them in my career path. When I came in, they helped me a whole lot. My family was given an employment strategist, and I would call it, as a person of faith, I'll call it God's favor, because that
Yeah.
woman was too particular about my case. Although she was saying she was doing her work, but she was very particular about my case.
Passionate.
She can call me 3 times a day and tell me that at the minimum I submit 10 CVs in a day, and she does not mind. I'm telling you, 10 CVs in a day. She will call me and make sure that I submit 10 CVs in a day. There was a time I was like, what is your own, right? And anyone I click to come get an offer, she would make sure she comes online and tell me, we go through the job description together. And she will tell me the likely questions that they are supposed to ask me and how best I can answer that question. So that's, I want to boil down to, like, for those that are already here, resources. We have a whole lot
Yes.
in Canada, in the Western world, unlike Nigeria, where we don't have resources. Social, like I work in the social workspace, right? That's one of our job, connecting people with resources that can help them achieve their goal. So that is one for those that I don't know where this person is. Maybe, oh, the person is in acting from Nigeria. So maybe when I promise to share some resources, I have some resources, I will share to them if that would also help. But if you are here already, there are a whole lot of resources. The non-governmental space, we have a whole lot. You can just shoot them away. They are not like where we are coming from, that when you send a mail, they don't answer. Even if they don't
Hmm.
know, they don't have that answer for you, they can always refer you to where you can get answer. And you keep
Yes.
connecting the dots till you find, like you said, that passion, that preparation, till you find what you are looking for. So I will just pick this one again. It says, what are the prospering jobs that I can do in Canada? What are the
Yeah.
prospering job that
If
I
you want
can
to
do in
come,
Canada?
if you want to come to Canada, I will recommend IT is fine, but even any job, any
Mm,
if you are passionate,
mm,
if you are passionate, I was passionate for IT, so that was my passion, and I've always been in that balance. So what I'm saying, IT is a good thing. I mean, it's a good. I mean, IT is not even difficult these days. You have a lot of tools. Chat GPT. I use Chat GPT in my place of work a lot, so I subscribe to the premium version. So you have two. So IT is a good place to start. Social working is also a good thing, and yeah, so I work in IT. I will speak to IT. IT is fine and it's easy to get to. I have someone in Nigeria that is working for a Canadian company and
hmm,
is being paid US dollars. Is being paid USD, maybe about 100K every year. That's a lot in Naira, and he's working for a Canadian company. Even those guys, they want to sponsor him to come, but he said no,
because,
he doesn't want to come at all
hmm,
because he's enjoying the money. You are not really
right,
taxed in
right,
Nigeria,
no
so
tax, big
yeah,
money, big
he's
boy.
getting the whole thing. He's getting the whole package in Nigeria.
I'm telling
So
you.
IT is very promising. If you have the passion, please go for it.
Thank you. So there's a question. I know I saw it somewhere. That person asked that, how can they? I don't know if you know the story of that your friend, what he did, like,
Ayo,
or
yeah.
how he submitted his CV, or what did he do to end that job? Because many people, they want to really work remotely from Nigeria. Even me, if I have the opportunity, I get. They should not be paying me this dollar. Let me go and sit down in Nigeria. No, fine weather, everything is okay,
Yes,
right?
so yeah.
So I don't know if you know his story, how he landed that job. There was a question like that. You can
Okay.
just
So
chip that in.
sure, yeah. The person is an IT person. Is a software developer with years of experience.
Hmm.
So he has worked with a lot of Nigerian companies, and he started applying Van Ark. Have you heard of Van Ark? I
Hmm.
will send Esther the link to Vanak. Yeah.
Okay,
So he got
please.
the job
Can
through
you spell it?
Vanak.
Yes, sir. So that I'll just
V
write it down. I can remind you.
yes,
V
VANHACK.
A N H A C K. All right. I'll get the
Yes.
link. It will be part of the resources I'll send. Thank you so much
Yes.
for this.
Please, that's very helpful if you are in Nigeria and you want to get a job anywhere in the world. Vanak, remote jobs. Yeah.
Hmm. All right. So he sent an application there, right?
To them, yeah, he filled the application, he saw a job posting, he applied for the job. Vanak handled the rest.
Hmm.
Vanak handles the rest for you. So far, you are qualified. You can defend your experience because you are still gonna be tested. They will test
Right.
your English, your English language expertise or whatever. They will test that, and that was it. That was all he did. And
Wow.
during the interview, he was able to defend himself, and he's earning about maybe 4 million every month. 4 million
Wow.
naira every month.
Wow. 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 Thank you so much for sharing, sir. I
No
will allow
problem.
the next person like come in so that we can I want you not to go, sir. I have a feeling in case we have time, we
Yeah,
can
I'll be
just
here.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for
No
sharing.
worries. You are
Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. All right, thank you. That was a very insightful one for those that are looking for remote jobs. As I promised, I'm going to send some resources to you. I would be bringing in the other person now so that she can join. Um, I call her Sister Tayo, right? So Sister Tayo, I've sent you the link as a guest. Don't know if you can kindly get that and just request and we'll join. You can join us, ma. Waiting for a request. Oh, okay. I am connected but not going live. Oh, ma, you can use the link I just sent again to you, ma. Let me send another one to you, ma. So sorry. Ma, I just sent you another one, ma. We're trying to wait for our second guest to join in the conversation. So this songs are coming to my screen this morning. Satayo, I don't know how far you've gotten. If you can. I'm using the link, but I'm saying you are not going live. Oh my. That one it's supposed to take you live. Okay, let me try to put it here if it will work that way. It's supposed to take you live. Error message, ma. And if you don't come live, I don't think we'll be able to have any conversation. Don't know if it's giving you any error message so we know what we are tackling. That's the oh my god. Oh my. It's everything you wish for. Your site traffic. Ma, will you try again for the last time and see if it goes? Ma, you can try the last link I just dropped now if there'll be any difference. I'm experiencing the same thing. I've tried the link. Oh my god. Okay, let's see if I can get the third person to join us. You might need to give her access. Yeah, I'm not even seeing her, sir. Like unlike when I added you, like I saw you like you wanted to join, but I'm not even seeing her here at all. Tata, I don't know if you can help us with what the thing is saying, if it's giving any error message, so that we can know how best to go about. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm coming. I'm going to call you, ma. I'll call you now. I'm coming. Sorry, folks. We are trying to get our second speaker in. We just finished with our first speaker. I'm going to send the replay of this section. So for those that will be joining in later or cannot join, you'll be able to get in. All right, ma. Yeah, so I can see you now, sir. That's what I
Can
was
you
trying
send
to
her the
say.
same link?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
I
can
sent
see
it
you
to
now,
her.
sir. That's what I
Can
was
you
trying
send
to
her the
say.
same link? Oh,
Yeah, so I said,
sorry, that was from my side. I'm using
Yeah.
two devices.
All right.
Okay, I will
Yeah,
just.
it's the same link I'm sending to her, but she's saying that let me read what she's saying. She said I can see you. It just leads me to the link and I click the YouTube option. So I'm trying to maybe use another phone to call her so that
Okay,
I can maybe hear her voice, right?
okay. Oh yeah.
For me.
Okay.
Let me try to get a phone so I can call her. Sorry, guys. And if you don't come live, I don't think we'll be able to. Yeah. Thank you. Welcome. I can see you. Yeah, yeah.
Finally, sorry, I had to use
Finally.
my phone. My
Ah,
laptop was just misbehaving, but really
wow.
sorry.
Sorry for this. Sorry for everything. Thank you. Thank God. I was already about calling you because I'm also using my phone too, right? I was
Okay.
trying
My
to use
laptop
another.
was just misbehaving,
I'm
so I
telling you,
said, let me use my phone.
I am telling you, I started with my laptop too. I even came with three screens, like I was going to be very techy, just to
You
be
came
funny.
ready.
Immediately I started pressing something like this. The screen was not just doing anything. I just packed it up and started using my phone.
I I don't I think I was just thinking I tried the using the link so many times, but
Right?
it wasn't working. But here we are. So
Yeah, we
sorry.
are. All right.
Apologies
We just
everybody.
dive into it quickly. So I'll just read your
Okay.
bio, then we pick up the questions and just start up, right?
Okay. Yeah.
All
Thank
right,
you for
Ma. Thank
having
you
me.
so much. Thank you
Thank
for
you for
coming.
having me.
Thank you so much. All right, so our next panelist here, she's speaking from the UK. Oluwatayo is a qualified expert in gender and development who is she's also a registered social worker. She currently works with victims of domestic and sexual violence as an independent social as an independent sexual violence advisor and harmful practices advocate in an UK NGO. Oluwatayo has held positions with the British Red Cross and Caritas Germany. Her professional background includes work in the field of social work. She's my senior colleague, worthy to note, economic development, migration, and gender. She's a Palgot with who converses fluently in Yoruba, Hausa, French, German, and Spanish, and also English for the obvious reasons, right? You're welcome,
Thank you
Master.
for
Nice
having me.
having you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so much
ma.
for the invite and the opportunity. Yeah.
You're welcome, ma. All right, so we just dive into it quickly.
Okay.
Our first speaker did a whole lot and said a whole lot of things. I'm very sure you were listening at the
Yes.
background. So this one, I think you will have more questions because UK is like the next place for all
Okay.
Nigerians that are going to, right?
I know.
All right, so quickly, I want to like, if you can tell us a brief overview of your professional history in the context to where you are, how you started, preferably how you started from Nigeria, why, maybe some reasons why you came from Nigeria to this place. Just a brief one, ma.
Okay, so thank you once again for the opportunity.
Yeah.
I'll just delve into it quickly. So, as when I was in Nigeria, I did my bachelor's in education, but I wanted a different career path. So, from a young age, I've always known that I wanted to work with the charity sector. So that way, I decided after my bachelor's, I didn't want to become a teacher
Mhm.
because I felt they were not really well paid, and it wasn't. I love teachers. Forgive me if but I didn't really like the way Nigerian treat teachers. I didn't really like it, so I said I would move into the charity sector and the helping profession because I felt like that was my passion. So I moved to UI and did my master's in social work. So when I did that during one of our courses, whilst taking one of our courses, we did a course on social policy, and I felt okay, if I really wanted to change things, I needed to be a policymaker. So I decided, and at the time as well, there was a scholarship from the German government that
Mm,
my friend introduced then. So I applied for it, and luckily I got it. So
mm,
from Nigeria, I didn't come directly to the UK. I
mm,
went to Germany. I studied in Germany. So while studying public policy in Germany, I was volunteering for Caritas. So Caritas is the Catholic charity sector. Then I was supporting refugees and asylum seekers just because I wanted to build a career path in non-governmental organizations. So I
mm,
did that. I tried getting a job in Germany, but unlike now, when Germany is becoming more open, they were not that open at the time. So I just used the opportunity to gather enough international work experience because
mm,
whilst in Nigeria, I was only studying and doing a few internships. I didn't really work. So I said I would with that experience, then I found myself in the UK.
mm,
Upon my arrival in the UK, I immediately started volunteering again for the
mm,
British Red Cross. So I volunteered with them in the refugee and asylum seeker section as department as well. I
mm,
did that for a while, and then I also decided to register my social work degree, which
mm,
I know that would be really useful for me because social workers here like are in high demand. So I
mm,
decided I was going to do that. And then after some time with the British Red Cross, I then moved to my current workplace now. Although just to add that whilst doing that, I was doing some support work as well just to pay my bills, like the first
right.
speaker said, just like normal UK. But
Yeah.
my eyes were fixed on the goal. Like
Mm,
I didn't waver. I told myself that I was going to continue working in the sector I really desire to work and which
mm,
is really my passion. So
mm,
afterwards, I moved to my current work. So I work as I support victims of domestic violence, harmful
mm,
practices, and sexual violence. So
mm,
yeah, that has been my story really. And just to add as well, yeah, and then in Nigeria, I because of this my passion of working with international organizations, I decided to learn some languages as well because I know it does give you an edge and it's
Rich.
been useful so far. Yeah, so that's a quick one about me.
Hmm.
Thank
Thank you so much. So I would just for people to know, it's just a very similar something with what our first speaker said. He already knew what he wanted, and it's worthy to note here that unlike where we are coming from, that even if you know what you want, you don't even see the resources to even achieve what you want. But
No.
yeah, yeah, if you know what you want, there are resources you can tap into. And if you know what you want and you have what it takes, you will definitely get it. That is just the truth. So I
Yes.
can what I can hear from what you were saying, I can see preparedness, knowing what you want, right from when you were in Nigeria, which led you to trying to connect everything to getting what you where you are presently, right? So I want to ask, you said you started in Germany, working and volunteering. Would you say that experience that you had in Germany was the one that paved way for you to get into the British Red Cross organization?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you for that question. So, because I've worked with, whilst in Germany, because I was supporting refugees and asylum seekers, and Caritas is a very big organization. So, as soon as I got here, and I submitted my CV to the British Red Cross in my city, and they discovered I worked with Caritas. They were really impressed and said,
Mm,
"Oh, Caritas is really big in Germany, and they are aware." And then I did some interviews, and they were impressed with my output and with my delivery on the interview. And then they said, okay, they feel they felt I was really experienced and that they would need me on the team. So I would say it's really useful. Like, no experience is a waste. So
mm,
if you've even if it's not related to your job, even if it's imputing data, it will
mm.
come in handy at some
At
point.
some
So
point.
yeah, so that experience I had with Caritas was really helpful, and it's even still helpful with in my current job because it helped me dive into a lot of migration. And now some of
Mm,
my clients are um asylum seekers. So I
mm,
use that knowledge a lot. So I use
mm,
that migration background to support them in terms of migration, in terms of visa application and all of that. So all
mm.
these um all this knowledge, with the experience, is never a waste. It will always come in handy at some
Thank you. Thank you so much. They definitely be expecting me to ask more questions. You know, we are in the same field, so I
I
would
know.
definitely say so many things, right?
That's
So,
fine.
so I want to ask because I'm a big time volunteer, right?
Yeah.
When you came to school in Germany, what were the things you did that paved way for you to go and volunteer in Qatar? As you mentioned, it's a very big international NGO. Was it
Yeah.
because you were a student, or was it because you had some knowledge from home? What gave you an edge to be able, because I want to believe that there were so many volunteers and not everybody actually got that volunteering opportunity, if I'm right, right? So what do you think gave you that
Actually,
edge? Or was it
actually,
part of your schoolwork to volunteer with them?
no, it wasn't. That was
Mm,
a decision I made on my own. So even whilst in Ibadan in UI, while studying, I wanted to volunteer with some NGOs in Ibadan. I remember myself and my friend, we went there, wrote letters. They said they were going to get back to us, but they never did. So that was not encouraged. But as soon as I got to my city then, which is Passau, very close to Austria, I identified. So I went on, like, did some search, and I
mm,
said, okay, they had Caritas in that city. And then I
mm,
just walked up to the woman. I walked up to the receptionist and asked that I told her I wanted to volunteer, although all this were in German because they speak, it's obviously Germany. So I told her. So I think she was a bit impressed with the language, and then she
mm,
directed me to the volunteer coordinator. And then
mm,
the woman asked me, like, oh, what did you so you say you want to volunteer. Why do you want to volunteer? I told her that I'm really passionate about women and girls, and I would
mm,
like to really give back to the society. Another reason was because I felt, okay, I was benefiting like from the German government, like a fully funded scholarship. I just wanted
mm,
to give back on the one hand. Secondly,
mm,
I also I was thinking about post graduation, and I
mm,
wanted to prepare myself for the career life, considering that I didn't really have enough experience back at home. So those were
Mm.
my two reasons, and yeah, it did pay off. Yeah.
Mm, mm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me save some questions for the later, right?
Okay.
And I want to know, like, because we having the same background, right? We know how social work is in Nigeria. Most
Yeah.
people that study social work just end up being volunteer. We hope one day, since the bill is being passed, one day we'll be recognized with what we do, right? So I want to
Yeah.
ask that what were the, for lack of appropriate words now, might or insurmountable things or some discouraging words people told you from back home, like, oh, when you come here, how are you sure you're going to get job? What were those things, and how were you able to like trade those things? Right? What were the things they told you from back home, even from our experience, how we volunteered? Sometimes you just mentioned you wrote to some volunteering places and they told you no. So, what were those things that you faced, and how were you able to like debar those things and still push on to what you wanted?
Um, uh, um, I've I had many mates, but I'll just focus on one mate. So while studying, I was told that the Nigerian certificate might be worthless here, might not be
Mm-hmm.
useful. But I found that I found over time that that's not true.
Yeah.
Not even for social work now. Just that they say, oh, maybe because, due to the education standard, or for whatever reason, they will say, oh, the your you have to study here to get a job. To be honest, ever since I came here, I've been using my I used my degree actually to get registered with Social Work England.
Same here.
So
Same here.
yeah, my certificate hasn't been useless, and I know some people who have gotten jobs from Nigeria with their Nigerian certificate. Perhaps they have more certifications, but that's the myth of it, that your certificate will be worthless. Just to add that there is nothing like that. Even if you did some courses that you feel like, okay, maybe they are not so lucrative, like the first speaker said, you can always add some additional certifications or
Mm,
identify what is in demand in your field and try to make up for those lapses. So
mm,
yeah, that was my biggest one, and it did. Even my current job, I'm still using my certificate. My European certificate, I'm using it, but I'm using my Nigerian certificate alongside my certification more than the European certificate. So that's one of the biggest myths I've really heard, that it is not useful yet. I know nurses from Nigeria that are many here that are now working with the NHS.
mm-hmm.
So the NHS is
Exactly.
the National Health Scheme. I know so many doctors that are working there with their Nigerian certificate. So as long as you are competent and you know your onions, I think that myth is just a myth. It's not a fact. Yeah.
Hmm. Thank you very much. Everyone, we can hear our Nigerian certificate is not useless. So, because if I remembered when I wanted to change job also just to hard, I wanted to like, okay, my certificate, something, there was a mistake in it from UI, right? So I
Okay.
did not want to, because you know these people, every little details they take into
Seriously.
consideration. So I
Yeah.
did not want to just go and put myself into shame, right? So I was trying to process to get the new one. It was my date of birth that was wrong. So
Okay.
I wanted to evaluate it. I wanted to do some evaluation of my transcript. So I give them that one to hold for now. And I was surprised. The so-called UK, or I don't know the evaluation company where it is, but it's definitely not a Nigerian company. When I searched for it, I saw UI there as part of the school that they accept that the certification is there. So I don't
Wow.
know, because me too, I've also heard of that when you bring your Nigerian certificate here, you just go and keep it underneath your bed. It's worthless, and what's it's not.
Yeah.
You just
It's not.
augment it and make sure it falls into standard with what they have here.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
so
right.
much for
I
that.
agree.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Thanks.
that. All right. So I will take this last question before I go into, especially that scholarship part. I know people will be very interested in knowing how you went through with that.
Okay.
But before then, I would say, what choices will you say contributed to where you are now? What were the choices you made, or what were the decisions you took, or the path you trade that contributed to where you are now?
Thank you for that question. I think the first choice or decision that I would say has contributed to my where I am now is my background. So you and I, we are from Yeah, from deeper life background, I think from a young age they inculcated a lot of values and helping you shape your path. I'm telling inculcating like good values and how to aim high. So that's the first thing for me. And I
Mm,
think it helped me a lot. From a young age I kind of knew what I wanted.
mm,
And unfortunately for me, when I gained admission, I didn't get my desired course, like Nigerian factor. But that didn't deter me. I decided that even okay, I was going to complete that, but I could create another career path for myself, which I wanted. And with God's help, I decided. So the first thing is knowing what you want. So
mm,
if you're a young person, you're an undergraduate now, and you think you're not in the right course, you can do a master's and change, or
mm,
you can take some certifications in your desired course. Like the first speaker said, when he felt he wasn't really keen on power engineering and mechanical engineering, he wanted IT. He still reached for that goal. He still kept working hard to achieve that goal. So the first thing for me would be knowing what you want. When you are sincere and true to yourself and you know what you want, from there you can decide, you can then create that path and start working towards that goal. However, if you are not, if you don't know what you want, you just be following the tide and the
mm.
bandwagon. Even as
Right.
you say, Jackpot, Jackpot. For some
Mm,
people, maybe Jackpot is not even the solution. Maybe
mm,
it's their destiny is in Nigeria and they will make it big. Because
mm.
sometimes, no, just to add that, not all people that Jackpot are doing well. Or like what
Thank
people,
you.
contrary to popular opinion that everyone abroad is doing well. Not everyone abroad is doing well, and some people come here and regret. But if you know what you want and you want to work towards it, okay, I want to study abroad. So another thing for me, I wanted um a foreign education because I felt back home they cherish foreign education more than if you studied in Nigeria. Even though our certificates are useful here, but they cherish foreign certifications more.
Certifications.
So I felt like I wanted it just to tick that box as well. I really wanted it. So the first thing is knowing what you want, working towards that goal of okay, this is what I want, this is where I am now, this is where I'm going, this is my destination. How do I move from point A to point B? So during that process, it could be doing one or two things, taking additional exams, certifications, getting
Mm,
experience like work experience like volunteering, getting
mm,
your foot in the door, or internships. It could be anything, but so for me it would be the choices that have helped me in summary is my background, knowing what I want, and working assiduously towards my goal to achieve my goal. That goal of
mm,
okay, working with the charity sector, with international
mm,
organizations and other
mm.
things. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. I know sometimes days like this, the all the old story to share it will be you sometimes you even forget all some of them. But thank you
Yeah.
for the for the little that you've shared. It means a whole lot, and I hope someone out there can pick out one or two things that they can make use of before they finally implement their Japa
Japa
journey to this
plans.
place, right? All right, ma. So the first question, I have some pool of question, but the first question is people will be very particular because to come here, it's money intensive, like it's financially intensive to be
It is.
sincere.
It
Not to
is.
talk of whatsoever process you do, the medicals, the passports, the TFR. When you come here, no communal life here, you are on your own.
On
Like
your
you
own,
are
no.
on your
On
own,
your
right? So that it's financially intensive. So having a scholarship will beat down so many things from
yeah.
your end. So I don't know if you want to share a little or if you have some resources later, you can just drop them with me later. I can add it to
Okay.
what I'll be sending to people that registered so that they can go and read and
Okay.
find their way to. But if you just
Okay.
want to share some, it will be highly beneficial.
Thank you. So, with respect to scholarships, um, what I've what I've observed, I'm speaking for Europe now because I've lived in two of two European countries. I can't speak for the whole of Europe, but at
Okay.
least in Western Europe. What I would say is the UK is a bit different, but other Western countries like Germany and France, because before before I got admission to you, I wanted to um, study in France,
Hmm.
but I didn't get that admission because they told me that I wasn't following a career path. So
Hmm.
the first thing I
To
think,
have a career path.
to have a
Hmm.
career path.
Hmm.
So if you have a career, if you studied something in if you studied a course in your undergraduate, if you want to switch, now I'm talking with respect to scholarship, not if you are funded. If you are
No,
self-funded, you can navigate that because it's
anything.
your money.
Hmm.
But if it's someone else's money and funding, you have to like align with their vision and their mission.
Hmm.
So you need a career path. If your masters or your PhD is not in line with the course you've studied before, it's unlikely one would get it. So they want to know, it shows, it kind of gives them the impression that you know what you are doing,
You are
so you're
doing.
not just following the tide. So
Hmm.
that's the first thing. The second thing that I've observed is you need to graduate with a good grade, at least a
Hmm.
2-1.
Let
If you
it
graduate
out.
with this, if you graduate a 2-1 or a first class, because I know some people that we applied for that scholarship together. One of the things that disqualified them was that they didn't have the grade. So it's either 2-1, the list is 2-1.
Hmm.
So 2-1 or first class. So
Hmm.
that's the second thing. So the first point is a career path, then your grade. So for my undergraduates that are still in school and you have Japa plans, please try, even if you cannot graduate with a first class, try to graduate with a second class upper. It will really pave way for you. And for those that have graduated with a 2-2, I've seen people who have also gotten scholarships with a lot of work experience, though they've done a lot.
Work
So it
experience
has covered for that
for
those
the
lapses. Yeah, for the academic lab. So they've covered that lapse with their work experience, and also with they've also done a lot of volunteering activity, or some of
mm,
them even have charities back home. So that has covered the lapses. So that's an encouragement for those that have graduated with 2-2, or yeah. And then the third one is your letter of motivation. It has
mm,
to be really concise
mm,
and factual. So you don't have to lie that you've done all of this and all of this.
mm.
Why? They will verify, and then they
Sure.
would know,
They will know.
they
They
will
will
know
catch you
that
in the corner.
this this one is lamba.
They will catch you in the corner.
they they would take it, so they would and there must be a flow as well. So most of them will tell you, like the scholarship bodies, like the one I got was DAAD. So it's like Deutsche
Deal.
Academy, is from the German Education Ministry of Education. So they will tell you what they want. Like for that scholarship, they wanted someone who had some work experience, and someone who had some good grades. So I used my internship experience for my work
Mm,
experience. That was what
mm,
I did. And then they wanted people in social sciences. So because
mm.
I studied social studies, which I felt was a useless course
Useless
at the time
cost.
when I when I studied it, but it did pay off at the end because that was what I used. Actually, I didn't even use my social work degree because my
Mm.
results were not ready at the time.
That time.
So yeah, so it's public policy. So they felt social studies was related to something like government. So that's what I'm saying. You need to. So if you studied like biochemistry or something in sciences, they wouldn't really consider that person.
Mm.
Yeah. So your letter of motivation must, and you must follow all the instructions. So it shows them that you can pay attention to details. If they
Details.
tell you like word limit, don't feel like, oh, you can write very well,
You
then
want to
write.
write. You want to show them. The more
Even
you write, the more they know you have something.
Unfortunately, that would show them that you don't listen to simple instructions. It will impress them, it will rather depress
Right.
them. So it's best you follow simple instructions. So they all have specifications and eligibility criteria they are looking for. It's best to understand what those things are and then just follow those instructions. Some of them we say between 18 to 35 years. Maybe if they've already said that, don't bother. Say no, I want to try my luck. What, maybe favor can work for
Can
you,
work
but
for you, right?
uh
Yeah, we will
but it's
remove that
just good
part.
to, yeah,
Mm,
my point is one should identify the eligibility criteria and just follow the instructions to the letter.
mm.
I think
Thank you.
and then you can also get a second high. So when you write the letter of motivation, you can speak to others to read them. And then
Mm,
because sometimes you can't identify the mistakes or people that you know that they've done that before, and then they can help you correct one or two things. Yeah, that's
mm.
it for me.
Thank you so much. A lot has been said. Having a career path, a good grade, and work experience for those that the grades are not so good, so that it can augment for that. Then follow instruction, your motivation letters. I don't know if you still have those links, like maybe one or two that you can share for people to just go through. Maybe something on motivation letter. If you have a sample, that would be okay. Then maybe if you have links for maybe one or
I've
two
got some
scholarship.
links
All right.
because
I
they
would
still send me scholarship details every time, and they want many Nigerians. I know they've written
imagine.
to me many times that if I've got people, I should share the link with my contact. So I'm happy to share those links.
Please, you can forward it to my email. I will
Okay.
add it to the resources that I'll be giving out.
Okay.
One thing again, is just very sympathetic. Like sometimes it wearies my heart. Like even when you put these things together, you still have some people come and ask you questions.
I
They
know.
ask
That's
you.
why I'm saying you need to
That's why
follow
sometimes to
instructions.
do good, sometimes I just it's just that there's a propelling force inside me that just want me to do good. You will still put I by this time my children have not even taken, I just gave them snacks and they've not taken breakfast. It's not because I
Oh,
don't like them.
bless you.
I just want to do some, but you will try as much as possible to put these things together. You still have some people come to you and tell you, you said
What
the
should I
name.
do?
What should I do? Is it that you don't understand English?
That's why I'm saying that people need to read and follow
I'm
instructions
telling
because
you. I am telling
just
you.
basic information. They'll be like, so what should I
So
do?
basic.
What
So
should
what
I
should I?
write?
So what should I write? Sometimes I'll be like, okay, do you see me sitting on the? Even if I'm even the one that is going to give you this scholarship, with this question that you're asking me, honestly, I cannot even give it to you.
You
I
get.
cannot, to be sincere, I can't give it to you. So like the first speaker even spoke. He said before he even came here, and that is it. Before I came here too, I don't know whether I will have opportunity to share my own story, but so let me just be chipping little. Before I came here, I'd already started my evaluation halfway. Like I've done it halfway. I've read there was one I just saw one flyer. It was where I was Googling. Nobody told me to go and Google. I just knew that I was coming here very soon. And this
I
is my
know,
career
right?
path. I wanted to know what it's all about. It's from Nigeria. I got a career mentor from here. Like it's from Nigeria. I got that career mentor. It took me 8 months. Like for 8 months, it was taking, although it was not every time we were meeting, sometimes we miss up and stuff like that. But I already had, let me say 20, not 20%, even more than 20%. But let me be humble. Let me just be humble. So but I already had an idea of what I was coming to do here. You understand what I mean? And
Yeah.
I went to search for those things myself. And I sought for it myself. I took my computer and I sought for it myself and I got it. But
Yeah.
again,
It's
people will
just
be so
making
nice to
some
pack all
effort.
these things together, but you still have some people come and tell you, I don't know how best we can help those kind of people. But anyway, we just keep doing our bits and doing our own
Abi,
just to help humanity, right?
Abi,
As social workers, right? Thank you
Abi,
very
I'm a
much.
helping profession.
Helping profession. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
well,
sharing. So I'll just pick one question. I'm
okay.
trying to look for the one that is relating. More of these are Canadian question. Thank you for sharing for this thing. Okay, this one is scholarship. Okay, there's something there. Let me just. It says, is guidance and counseling a good one to pursue further in Canada? Definitely yes. Definitely yes, because people need counseling, right?
Counselors.
They call it therapy here. But I want to
Mm.
hear your own parts from the UK. Like how is it there? Just in summary.
Yeah, counselors are needed, and there's a shortage of counselors. I don't know
Mm,
about Canada, but yeah, there's a shortage of counselors. Like in the sector I work, they to if you are to see a counselor, you would need maybe between 9 to 12 months waiting list.
hmm,
So just because there are so many people who require the services of a counselor or a therapist,
hmm,
but they can't access like the statutory counselors or those that work with the child. If you are going for private counseling, that's even more expensive. So that
hmm,
shows you the need for counselor. So if someone has studied guidance and counseling in Nigeria, all you need to do here is to be certified, just like
hmm,
social work, pharmacy, and other. So once you are certified, you can practice as a counselor here.
hmm, hmm,
I think you have to write some exams. Like for my social work exam, I wrote IELTS. So they wanted to test my English knowledge. So I think it's the same process because I've got some colleagues that have done some counseling, and then once you are certified, you can start practicing. So I
hmm.
would say go for, yeah, guidance and counseling is a good course, but
That's
you
a
just
good
have
one.
to augment, yeah,
Your
and then
augmented certification.
so yeah.
Statayo, thank you so much. So
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much
having me. Yeah.
for creating time to do this with me. I appreciate it so much. So I'll just let you
Thank
up.
you. And
If
apologies for the glitch,
no
for the initial
worries,
glitch.
no worries, don't worry. We go and join the first speaker in the IT
I
space so
know
that
we
we know
joined the IT gang.
how to connect all these things
I know.
together.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
thank
much.
you so
Yeah.
much. So
Thank
I'll
you.
just let you go so that we have our third
Okay.
speaker. And
All
I can
right.
cite your library there. Oh. I'm
Ah,
following
thank
your
you.
footstep, but I can cite it too.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right,
Yeah.
take
All
care.
right.
Thank you
See.
for coming. Yeah,
Thank you. Bye.
yeah. All right, guys. I hope we are getting value for this. We would just have our last speaker, and I just do a summary. Like our first speaker has said, our second speaker has said, they have resources. I'll definitely be putting all together for everybody that registered. And I hope and I plead, let me just plead, and I hope that you make use of all these resources. And I hope from this section we'll be able to see people that made use of the resources and they got what they wanted in their career path. So just some minutes while I get the last speaker to join us. Thank you. We are trying to wait for our last speaker. So I call your name. I'm feeling good tonight. So there with my guys. Let me try to call him. Okay.
I can
Welcome,
see
sir.
I can see you enjoying yourself.
Do I have choice? Do you want to
Oh,
join me?
I would love to, but then
Welcome. Thank you for making it here. Oh. I would say it to everybody. It took a lot to get this
thank
big
you.
bro. This big bro,
no,
yeah.
no,
It's not easy to get somebody like this. Yeah. Oh.
thank you for
Welcome,
thank you
sir.
for thank you for hosting me.
It's my pleasure. I can take that to the bank and I'm very sure I'll cash out.
I hear you.
for hosting a whole OTJ.
Yeah, why not me? Well, that's fine.
All right, welcome, sir. We've spent a whole lot trying to figure things with the technical glitches and everything. So we will not be spending so much time here. And for big men like you, we don't need to keep them for long, right?
I see you are professor into my future. Thank you.
All right, so quickly, I'll just read your profile and I just we get into the questions and go pick some questions from the pool and we just call it a day. Thank you, sir. All right, so Toluwa Lokpe, let me put Mr. D so they won't send me out of my
I'm
husband house.
just told you this your fool. I don't know where you got that full version from.
All right.
I'm just
Tolu
told
Lokpe. All right. Let me ask Mama then. Tolu Lokpe currently is a financial analyst in the United States of America and has spent most of his career advising on merger and acquisition transactions. He has previously worked in two of the big four accounting firms and more recently in the private equity. He enjoys mentoring younger professionals and today he will be providing some first-hand knowledge on the career sector that has aided him over the years in this webinar. With a round of applause, we welcome Tolu Alokwe Abiya. Am I right? Yes, Tolu Alokwe. Welcome so much. Abi, welcome once again, sir. All right, so I'll just dive into the question quickly. And I just want to know, I know you are, I am House. I know him personally, personal. So
you.
I know you are I know you are Iwe. So can you just help us like Iwe means someone that knows book is a genius, right? So let me just break it down. So can you help
I don't know where
us?
you got your information from, but let's continue. I'm
No,
with you.
don't worry. So can you give us a brief overview of your professional history prior before you came here? And if you can connect it on if how it paved way for you coming here, it would be so great so that people can like pick one or two tips from that. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. I would. My name is Tolu, not not the Tolu Lokwe you've been saying.
Okay, so you.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. If I go back through my professional journey, as you put it, I would say I studied accounting undergrad. Yes, so I studied accounting, and then I started my career in one of the big four firms in Nigeria. I was doing transaction advisory, which I was largely advising mergers and acquisition transactions in Nigeria. That's when a company wants to buy another company. We kind of advise either of the parties, depending on which wants the advice. The others to get other advisors somewhere else. Um, did that for some time and then moved on to private equity, which was still investing in companies as well. So I've largely done the same thing all my life. Yeah, that's quite boring, but there is there is nothing I can do about that.
No
Yeah,
worries. So far, you are enjoying it and it's making you look fresh. No problem. It's allowed.
that's camera effect. But, but yeah,
Okay.
going back to it and tying it back to how I got here. One of the things that kind of one of I'll tell the top professionals in that field are people that have actually come to the US or the UK to get advanced education, and which is part of what motivated me to really want to leave Nigeria, want to leave Nigeria to get this education. Yeah, because I didn't have it all. I came here to get the education, but me leaving the country is really part of my career journey. So it has always been a career journey all the while. Did I was working for a bit, realized okay, now it's the right time to go get the MBA, which is the most relevant academic qualification. I mean, most relevant advanced education in this space I found myself.
Mm.
So yeah, so when it was time, I moved to get an MBA and then done with the MBA and stayed back to work, which is to still do the same thing I know how to do, which is financial analysis or transaction advice, however way you want to interpret it. So yeah, it's been the same career journey. Also, leaving Nigeria to come to the US is also part of the career journey. So it's a career decision much more for me than any other kind of decision you may want to think about.
Alright. So my next question I don't even really think it's gonna fit because you what I heard you say is like you looked at those that you were looking up to in the industry and you found out that they followed the MBA route and you just knew that this is where you want to like go and you just applied for it, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's applicable for the second question. It's a question I want to ask, that were there some limiting factors, like from I know you rolled with the big guys. You already knew what you wanted. You feel that you're working in the big four. So I don't know. It might not be from maybe from within, maybe what people were saying, because maybe in your space, you guys all had the same language, all had the same aspirations. But was there any other thing that stood like a limiting factor that was trying to like becloud that aspirations in getting to where you wanted to get to professionally?
Yeah, that's a valid one. And yeah, maybe there were a few because here's what I'll say. Usually, it's as I said, it was looking up to some people, yeah, and looking through your career trajectory. And when you go to check and you see what do you even need to get an MBA in my own scenario, which I'll try to make it generic. What do you need to get wherever you want to get to? And then when you step back, you kind of assess yourself with what those things are,
Needed.
and then you start identifying the so-called limitations. Which,
Hmm.
in my case, as at when I thought I was going to do this, I didn't have. I think I had about 2 or 3 years of experience at that point, but I saw that most of the people that are doing this were like had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years of experience, and of course, I waited for my turn. Yeah, I waited for my turn. But stepping back a bit and looking back, maybe I really shouldn't have waited for my turn. In quotes,
Hmm.
because yeah, with 3 years of experience, you could have still applied for an MBA and they would have proudly considered you as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's I think it's much more, I would say, stepping out of your knowledge, your knowledge universe. The people I knew spent 5 or 6 years before going to get an MBA. If I expanded a
Hmm.
bit, I'll have seen that, oh, people with 3 years do these things, or people with
Hmm.
turn up to these things. But yeah, there's that. So generally, there will always be limitations when you talk to people, because people will talk to you from their own
Based on
viewpoint,
what they know.
from their own experience. There will always be that. It's always about you trying to step out of what people are telling you, or talk to more people and try
Hmm.
to explore. Yeah, I was in on the other sessions. See, okay, you talk to people. When people are asking me, what kind of schools do you intend to apply to? I tell them, because I was going for the best schools in the world. Yeah, I tell
Hmm.
them, and the first thing they have is, yeah. But so there are those limitations, which is similar to what one of the
Yeah,
speakers
the first
said.
speaker. Yeah.
Yeah, which is when people tell you, oh, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But it's similar to what one of the speakers said, which is people are kind of telling you, oh, you can't do some of these things, but really it's about you just stepping back and oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought a bit. Oh yeah, I think I lost
It's
my train of
fine.
thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no worries. Just trying to like stepping back and just go beyond that. What? Because the first speaker was trying to say that when he came here too, like the people you meet when you fall for came, they told him a whole lot that he could not. And there was a
exactly.
time that he was feeling comfortable because he was paying his bills. But there was one self drive from within. He said he mentioned one song that he used to sing, Sheiji Masun. That there was that inner drive, even though the people around him were not like giving him the drive that he needed. He had to find it from within. And that's how he was able to trade through. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Yeah,
sharing. So let me
yeah.
just be more
Okay, sorry. Let me just finalize.
on.
So yeah. So as I was trying to say, people who put their limitations on you, it's left to you to step out. Yeah. And also, the second speaker also mentioned something around them mentioning that Nigerian certificates can't do most of these things.
Mm,
People have said it based on their view. It's left
view.
to you to say, what do you think? What do you believe? How can you
Mm,
step out? But probably the person telling you at a 2-2, so the person thinks it's or a third class or a pass. So the person thinks it's because of Nigerian certificate, not knowing it's because of the grade.
great.
But you have
Mm,
a better grade, so you could go for it.
mm,
So,
mm,
but people would always use their own personal experiences to push limitations on you. It's left to you to understand yourself, know that you have some things that makes you different,
mm,
that can make you achieve some of these things. So yeah, there will always be these myths. But what you need to do is look out, do your research, and just try to see what else, what are the kind of people getting in here. See,
mm-hmm,
they'll tell you at the same time, to have seen people with bad grades, even with pass or whatever, get into one of the top schools in the world. Why?
mm-hmm,
Because they've got good community service or good
mm,
leadership skills. Those
mm,
schools just saw those things in them and just went for them. Imagine they didn't
mm.
apply because they thought they had.
They thought they
And
had that
yeah,
bad day.
so there will always be that. There's
Mm.
space for everyone. Let me put it that way.
Mm, mm. Thank you very much. I cannot agree less. What I would just add on to this is that I remember that I went for an international conference some months ago, and there's a school that I've been hiring. Advert, let me just say it out. Advert school. I'm going to get there very soon. So I happened to mentor somebody in that program, and that my mentor was she's in that school, and I'm like, eh, me that I'm even a mentor, self fear they catch me fear they catch me too. I don't even know. I had some, definitely from what I've heard, right, that before you enter Harvard you must be that person that has read all the whole word and you know how to apply all the whole thing. And I'm like, see the person I'm mentoring, that's my mentee. Oh, she's conveniently going to that school. Oh my. I asked her some question, and honestly speaking, it was not as bogus like I was thinking. Like, she broke it down to beats. I'm like, one thing I would just one add-on thing is like a way is good because it's good to always hear from people. The people you hear from is very important. But I think we can go a step further. Go online yourself, send them a message. I've discovered in this place there's no email I've sent to any organization that they don't reply me back. If they don't have an answer for me, they refer me to places. Especially when you are hearing the negative, I would advise and add on, just go on the site, look for their contact address, and send your peculiarity to them. Oh, I am so, I'm in this grade, I'm in this is my score. What do you think? You'll be surprised that they even have some supplementary courses that you can use to augment to be able to get to where you want to get to. Thank you so much for sharing. I can't agree less with that. So my next question is, let me just be more direct. Like, can you just give a brief of, if someone is online or with watch later and is looking at having an MBA, what are the basic requirements the person needs to be able to get an MBA?
The person just needs to want to get an MBA, and the person will get it. But yeah, that's the first important thing. Wanting
Okay.
to really go for it, not just going for it because
You want to just
it's
get it.
fancy. Yeah,
Mm,
but largely these schools are looking out for, I think, three things, 3/4 things. But I'll say three things, and the first will be academic merits / professional journey. So that's the one or two, depending on how you want to look at it.
mm,
It's like, what's your academic background like? How have you proven yourself through time in school? Or what's your professional journey like? The two of them kind of augment themselves. Yeah, if you don't have a great academic background, you have a great professional journey. So both of it kind of
mm.
augment itself,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you,
And,
Jonas.
and I know one of the speakers also mentioned something around having that career track record. Yeah, one of the speakers mentioned that. Then the second thing will be community service. They are looking for
Mm.
people that want to save the world. Not
People like us.
exactly. Well, what have you been doing to impact the community? It's also
Mm,
important to them, because they're trying to build leaders, not just people that just get the work done and get out. That can
mm,
only take you this far. There's so much more
mm,
beyond that. Yeah.
mm,
And the third thing is leadership, which is not far. And if you look at these three things, it kind of embodies a special kind of personality. You're an
mm,
excellent person. You love to give back to the community, and you're
mm,
and you're a leader. You kind of
mm,
carry people along and you're able to use people and resources to achieve results. So
mm,
it's those three things, and it's about being able to convince these schools that if you check these boxes.
mm, mm. That's good. So are you saying I can go and apply for MBA now and I'll get
Why?
it?
Why not?
Ah, I know, dude. I know, dude. Thank you so much. So I will just go to the question pool and just pull out some questions, and I'll just let you have the final words and we call it a day. Come in, please, a moment. Okay. So this says study route to European countries. Oh, maybe okay, let me look for one that is more specific. May ask during a quick and fast approach to Canada. How do I get? Okay, I don't know if you can touch down on this. Then how do I get remote roles while living or studying in the UK? Or
So
maybe you can use the US or something.
yeah, oh, the answer is it's I'm sure not far from what the one of the speakers said as well. I think there was a
Okay.
similar question from one of the speakers. And see, and just the same thing you've been iterating two time as well.
Hmm.
Go online, like
Hmm.
those opportunities are online. You only need to. I would usually say make Google your best friend. There's a lot of
Hmm.
resources on Google. Google is a pathway to a lot of resources. Like
Exactly.
go in there, just type remote roles in the US, and I assure
Hmm.
you, you'll see a list of
Yeah,
things.
no. Hmm.
Yeah. Or if you go on LinkedIn, you could filter the kind of roles you are looking for. Set up your profile on LinkedIn and filter the roles and put it there that you want something remote, and LinkedIn will start suggesting jobs to you, and
Hmm.
you start bringing these things for you as well. So much more importantly, I don't necessarily have a particular part because I don't do remote jobs, so I really don't. I can't give a particular link to check, but I know clearly that there are people in Nigeria that do this remote job. Much more people in the tech space.
Hmm.
They do remote jobs back from Nigeria, and their employers are here in the US. And really, most of them got the jobs either online or through what's it called, referrals. But much more, I would advise the person to just go on Google and just put that search. If the person is in tech space, tech remote jobs in the US. If the person in
Hmm.
finance space, finance remote jobs in the US. Those are just
Hmm.
keywords. Put the right keywords in, and I assure you, Google will direct you to
You
the
get something to it.
yeah,
Yeah. You will be able to see the requirements that is needed, right? So
oh, yeah.
just to wrap this up, I would ask for last words, like last words. Then before I go on that, I don't know if um definitely I know this. I'm going to put it in on my page on YouTube, so I hope not even now, maybe sometimes later anybody can just stumble on it, right? So I don't know if you have any resource, I call it resource, for anybody that is looking forward to like an MBA that will later watch or know or watch later, maybe something that maybe the school sent to you, maybe school broke you, something as simple as school broke you, right? Hopefully they lay hold on it. One thing with my people is that we don't like reading, right? We just want an automatic, things should just be happening automatically. Right? But hopefully they just get to like have it handy. At least we've saved them the, I won't call it stress, the work of going to search for it. It will be well appreciated. You can kindly forward it to me. I promised everyone that registered I would pull up some resources that they can take back and dwell on them and pick out one or two things that might be useful for them. So to round up this, I know you finished your MBA. I want to just ask if you are willing to share. I know you'll be willing to share because you're on the hot seat, right? I caught you on the hot seat. All right. That, how, how
thank you,
was schooling?
thank you for not giving me a choice.
How was schooling? How was MBA in general? And how was it transitioning after MBA into the job market? And we will end it there. Thank you.
Okay, I'll answer the second one and I'll go back to the first one.
No
Because
worries.
the MBA in itself, it's a transitioning into the job market. They're actually not bringing people to get the certificate. They are bringing people to go get a job. Yeah, so they are preparing
Hmm.
people to get into the job. That's
So
what
are you saying that
they call
it's
it
certain?
professional
Immediately I
masters.
finish my MBA like this, it's very certain.
There are
Like,
no certain there are no certainties in the world.
ah,
So,
okay. Because you said they are building people to get the job. So I
yeah,
will
yeah.
know. So
There are
I
no
just
certainties
go
in the
and
world,
maybe I will
but
add it as an
there are no certainties
add-on.
in the world. But I tell you, when you go to most of the schools that offer MBAs, when you go to
Mm,
their website, they all pride themselves in showing you how many percent of their graduates got a job within 3 months, got a job on
mm,
graduation and things like that. And it's always upward of the
mm,
90%, yeah. But
mm.
90% is not certainty. So that's why I cannot say yes to you. Are you certain? Certainty is
No worries.
100%. So no way. But yeah, you see people 97%, those are kind of figures you see because the school also know that it is my responsibility to train these people for the job. People are coming to get this MBA in order to transition into a new job space. When you go to most of the websites, you'll see all the most of the schools' website. You'll see everything they are selling to you is how they're able to help you either continue with your career or pivot your career or things like that. And yeah, so yeah. But your first question, what was the MBA life like?
Mm,
Um, There are two ways to look at it. It's a blend of fun and academics. Yeah, you have to blend both. You are seen as mature people that can control their time, so they believe you know how to prioritize things already. And of course, you can't put a set of young people together and you don't expect there to be so much fun. So,
Right.
but then it's left to you to prioritize your academics and your fun because you have to also get you have to get good grades. Well, for some of the schools, you don't necessarily have to get good grades, but you have to be committed to doing something that is excellent, whichever way. So
Mm,
it still comes back to proving yourself through time. But it's about you. It's much more about balancing your priorities. Yeah, and
mm,
it's a lot of opportunities to network. You meet a lot of people from diverse background, people that have done different things from different parts of the world. So,
mm.
and just in case someone somewhere thinks it's only finance people that get MBAs, no,
No,
everyone, everyone
it was
gets
late
MBAs.
before I got
There,
to know
there
that.
were yeah, there were teachers in my class, there were doctors in my class, and people, engineers in my class, people of diverse backgrounds in my class. Some of these people just come get the MBA because they want to start a business of their own. You're an
Mm,
engineer, you thought of a business idea, but of course you don't
mm,
understand business. You
mm,
come get an MBA, and most of these schools, at least the big schools, have incubatory programs. So all through those 2 years, you're also working on your business ideas all
mm,
through, and they are grooming you on
mm.
how some are even able to raise capital within those two
Ah,
years. Yeah.
ah, I
So
have
yeah.
business idea. Let me come and do
so
MBA.
so yeah. So if you have such business ideas, just make sure you look for an MBA program with a lot of focus on entrepreneurship.
Mm,
They will have such labs. They call them labs. Some of them call them labs. Some of them call them incubators. But they have it where you come. They train you. You have professors that guiding you through. You have real life entrepreneurs that guiding you through. You have sessions with them through time. So you have 2 years of getting all you need to be able to launch your business.
mm,
And you also have people that are just trying to switch careers. Maybe you've been an engineer in your life, now you want to be to consultancy.
mm,
You can come and do that. You've been a doctor in your life, you want to switch, or you've been a doctor and you want to go into medicine, healthcare entrepreneurship. Yeah,
mm,
different things. There are just a lot of different people in class, so
mm,
you have a lot of people to network with. You get to learn about people's background, and you at least
mm.
step out of your bubble.
Bubble, right?
Yeah, and you get to understand there are a lot of people doing exciting things that
Mm,
come together just to spend those 2 years, get something extra, and then continue with the journey of life.
mm, mm. Thank you so much for sharing. I hope we'll be able to get maybe a brochure as small as that or any resource so that when I'm pulling all this together for those that registered, I'll be able to like put something for them to think and to see. Hopefully they check it and hopefully because of this web now, someone also gets an MBA and probably gets a scholarship and whatsoever. If the person decides to tell us thank you, no problem. If they not decide not to tell us, thank no voila, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all fine.
All right, thank you so much. I don't know if you have any last words before we call it a day today.
That's what I think. Yeah, maybe a few, and I think let's the first one. I know the whole idea of this program is to just enlighten people on what it takes to Japa, yeah, as you put it. I don't know what Japa means, but what it takes
Move,
to
Japa, move. Please move.
yeah, but I would say I don't know. I would say yeah, that's the trend, but I would say follow your own trend, not the trend.
Mm,
There's the trend, but you should know your own trend and follow it. If
mm,
your trend is to step out of the country, then step out of the country. You know you are leaving because it is the best decision for you, not because
mm,
everyone is moving. But when
mm,
you follow your trend too, you'll be able to clearly know, is UK the best for me? Or is it
mm.
Canada? Or is it
From
US?
the
Or is it
US.
Australia?
Mm,
Or whatever? Or is it even Nigeria?
mm,
But that comes back to you following your own trend and
mm,
for you to understand what it should be. But generally, and which is the second one, general advice, I think we acquire skills way ahead, and I know one of
mm,
the speakers said that as well. It's
mm,
but then don't forget it's never too late to catch up. If I One
mm,
of the things that I think has helped me through life was acquiring skills way ahead. I sit
mm,
here, I look for 5, 10 years. What do I want? What skills do I need?
mm,
I start working
mhm,
on them now. Yeah. So
mm.
acquire skills way ahead, but don't forget it's never too late to
Too
catch
late
up.
to catch up.
It's
Oh,
never too
that
late to catch up.
that
So
is
if you don't,
Rema. That is Rema.
I
See
hear
my
you.
pen. See my pen.
I hear you. You don't need to jump
I'm
physically
writing it
from
down. Oh.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
it's yeah, never too late to catch up. So I don't need someone thinking that, oh, when my mates were doing this, what was I doing? No.
Mm,
Go back and get the skill. And I remember the first speaker was saying how after he got to Canada, he picked up
mm,
one or two skills.
yeah.
It's never too late. He didn't hold
Never.
himself down because he didn't do it. He didn't get it back when he was younger, when he was in Nigeria. It's actually never too
Mm,
late to catch up. Then I think it's important to be bold and network actively.
mm,
Yeah, be very bold
mm,
and reach out to people.
mm,
I think everyone is kind of willing to help. Yeah, just reach out. Yeah, if they don't answer you, it's on them. But reach out. It's no longer on
mm.
you.
It's no
Reach
longer
out.
on
Be
you.
bold.
Mm,
Ask questions. Ask people. There will be even strangers. Connect
mm,
to them anywhere. LinkedIn, IG, wherever you meet people. Meet them anywhere. Just drop them something and ask them. So anyone that you think has answers to what you are looking for, be bold and just network with them.
mm,
And this kind of just puts everything together into one, which is try to set long-term plans because it kind
mm.
of helps you shape your journey through time. So if you set long-term plans, you're able to know what you need to do to achieve it. So you're able to know what skills do I need to take, or
Take.
who are the kind of people I need to
I need
network
to
with,
work with.
or what are the kind of questions I need to ask to be able to achieve them. And I think yeah, I think that's it. And I think you also mentioned something about if people are trying to get jobs that sponsor in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you said I would send you a link. There's something called
Oh,
my
enough
US visa
resources.
jobs.
Yes.
I hear
Hi.
you. Yeah,
Assuming I've done MBA now. Maybe this is a business idea. If I don't
get
package
girl,
them, oh,
get
you
girl.
see. Ah, oh God. All right, we appreciate
Not
that.
everything is for body. We kind of like we appreciate what you are doing
Right.
now.
But I don't they do helping professions since the time when they don't born me. If I collect money now, not too bad though. But I'm
Don't
only
worry,
joking it
don't
that
worry.
way.
The reward is all around you.
All right.
So
All
yeah,
right. Thank you so
I'll send you
much.
the link. People
Thank
can
you.
always check that and you see names of companies that sponsor. It usually shows the list of companies that sponsored visa in the year before. But that shows that whoever sponsors, that just let you know these are the people. These people
These people
sponsor.
can
Yeah,
still sponsor in the coming
yeah,
year, right?
yeah. Yeah. Well, if you see a company that has just one name, then that means the guy was special. Then they did it. But when you see
Mm,
companies with five,
five
seven,
minutes.
10 names,
Okay.
or you check trend, because you can actually check years 22, 21, 2020,
Okay.
or you check trend and keep seeing names. Now, okay, I think this is a company that sponsors you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow. This is splendid. Thank God I did
I,
not follow your advice. Like you
oh,
wanted
what
to
was my
Japa.
advice?
You wanted to Japa. You know how to come here and not answer you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. This means a whole lot. Thank you. And I hope all our people like put all these things we've said to use. I'll let you go now. Why I just do some roundup and just give my vote of thanks and I bow. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. And our meeting or our panelist section or webinar, whatever you feel comfortable to call it, is coming to an end. Going through the list of questions, I have some people telling me how do they get to how to get to Canada. I did a webinar about for that last year. I'm going to put the link there. And we spoke on two routes, the express entry and the educational route. You can go back and check that one and probably have some specific questions to the email. I'll put everything necessary. And for those that registered, you see our speakers came with a whole lot of things that they are going to promise you. We are going to have sponsorship, how to get sponsorship for job. Our first speaker spoke on a link where you can get remote job as a techie or an IT guy. Our second speaker is going to be sending something on scholarship, how to can get scholarship in the UK and everything. So these resources are massive. Like I know these are things that people pay dollars, hundreds of dollars for, but as nice as I am, I'll be giving it for free. But the most important thing is for you guys to please make use of these things. Please make use of these things. Please make use of these things. All right, from my end, I need to like check out now. My profound gratitude to Sister Tayo for Daddy Ma. I call him Daddy Ma. Mr. Emmanuel Owoye. Yeah, thank you so much. I wish I could bring you back again to like do your last word, but I just need to go off and do some other things. Thank you so much. Thank you for pouring out of your knowledge. Thank you for sharing. To share, it's not Not everybody shares, right? Thank you for being able to share, like share your personal stories, share your personal experiences. It's my hope that everybody would pick from these things and do and do and do the doing. It's proven, or it's been said, it's practical knowledge that it's power, not just the knowledge, but the practical knowledge that is power. Thank you so much for coming. I remain your host. Maybe for another time I might not be your host, but for this program I remain your host, Australia. Thank you. Have a nice night in Nigeria. Have a nice day or afternoon or evening in US and Canada. See you. Thank you.